Hello, welcome back to Quang Nam Today with exciting stories of the land and people of this lenient province. In this edition, our bi-weekly program will take you to an idyllic village named An Phuoc, which means peace and blessings. Through many ups and downs, An Phuoc still remains its rural, fresh beauty, with lush green sedge beds running along the paddy fields, or the regular clack from weaving looms every early morning. For many years, the small village lying along the south bank of Thu River to Kodai Estuary is famous for its traditional mat weaving craft. This cultural space of a typical Vietnamese village with peaceful countryside scenery has captivated many travelers every time they reach out here. The small leading path to the matting village. The bright and bonny tile roofs spotting in the bamboo range. Houses in An Phuoc is hedged with lianas, spinach, or green tea. This gentle life has secluded the village from noises and the flush of urbanization. Inside that tranquility are laborious people who devote themselves to hand-weaving work by the looms, cleverly create good-looking and unique mats. The story of An Phuoc matting village started about 400 years ago. At that time, following the footsteps of their predecessors to the south, the people of Nga Sơn, Thanh Hóa province crossed the Hai Vân Pass, choosing the downstream of Thu River for their settlement. In the early days of this village, these people realized that the region was very fertile with a thick system of rivers and canals, so they decided to start the profession of growing sedge and weaving mats. Previously, the lives of people here relied mainly on the matting craft, but now the whole village just has about more than 10 households left that follow this career. At the age of 70s, artisans like Miss Nguyễn Thị Lạng and Phan Thị Tình are still very skillful in each move, with a passion for the traditional matting which has been with them since their childhood. In their vague eyes is the innermost wishes that this craft will be well preserved for posterity. Poets and songs of the past, images of An Phuoc villagers weaving together with boisterous voices and laughters are still in the memory of these two old artisans. Throughout the generations, An Phuoc villagers have woven various kinds of mats like flower mats, letter mats, multicolor mats or plain mats with these special features, sharp and fine patterns, well-shaped letters and images, harmonious color scheme, creating eye-catching products that attracts buyers. At the moment, there is only one person who was handed over the skills and techniques from his ancestors can weave these sophisticated mats of the craft's golden age. Generation of Miss Lang and Miss Tịnh nowadays can only make normal mats. They do matting for living as a way of preserving their ancestors' tradition. The memory of the old days weaving mats is always a regret in the hearts of An Phuoc villagers. This is the traditional profession of the family. I saw my grandparents and my father doing matting, so I studied along. I did it slowly at first, but then I get used to it and became more proficient. In general, it's not very difficult to do matting. Previously, everyone in this village made their living by this profession, but today there are only a few people to continue doing it. I feel a bit sad. In the past, my grandparents earned their living by this profession. All of their daily expenditures relied on selling mats. They brought their products everywhere, even to the southern provinces. After my grandpa passed away, the children no longer follow their father's career. Younger generation now looking for another job to do. Only the old like me still continue to do this job. I really regret this traditional profession, so I cannot get rid of it. In front of the severe challenge of the market, many places have no longer maintained their profession of weaving mats. But today, the village of An Phuoc not only can be able to preserve their tradition, but also make it into the brand An Phuoc Sedge Mat, which is famous throughout Quang Nam province and other regions. Their innovation in applying the weaving technology using machinery has produced appealing mats with high productivity and good quality. On October 26, 2004, the People's Committee of Quang Nam issued the decision number 4570 recognizing the traditional matting craft village of An Phuoc. This brought the great excitement to the local people here and opened up the prospect for the development of this tradition. According to Ms. Thuần Thị Hường, chairman of People's Committee of Duy Phước Commune, the development of this traditional profession will be linked to the tourist spots in the province. At the same time, the construction of facilities at some wharves is also considered to facilitate the visits of tourists by river. At present, the commune authorities are finalizing a specific development plan for An Phuoc Village in the framework of sustainable strategy of the whole province. This determination to restore the matting craft have created jobs for dozens of female workers and artisans of the village. And along with many other criteria, the traditional matting village of An Phuoc has contributed significantly to the success of the new rural construction in this countryside. An Phuoc Matting Village is an old traditional handicraft village. It developed very strongly previously. The current situation of economic advancements has posed the challenge of preservation and development for this traditional village. However, the local authorities are trying their best for this. In the coming time, the province will invest in building a bridge linking Duy Phước Commune with Cẩm Kim Ward in Hội An City. This is an opportunity to create conditions for the regional connection and the services expansion so that An Phuoc Matting Village will develop much more stronger. When I was a child, I did mat weaving with my parents. I tried to weave small mats every summer vacation. When I grow up, I still do matting in my free time, but now this matting village is no longer developed as before. I feel very sorry because this is the job of our ancestors and it used to be the main income source of my family. To have the mats that can satisfy buyers, the artisans must go through many stages. The most difficult task is to collect sedge and carefully cleave them into thin threads, then dry them for 5 consecutive days under the scorching sun. However, they have to keep an eye on this step so that the yarns are not too dry. The next task is to dye these yarns with the tones of blue, red, purple, yellow, and ivory, the original color, then dry them again. It is noted that the dyed fibers must be exposed to temperate sun, not too harsh that they can be brittle and breakable, but not too mild because of the risk of being fusty. Ms. Đặng Thị Liên, who is in charge of dyeing sedge at the craft village of An Phuoc, said that he has followed the dyeing job since her childhood, when her parents chose these jobs as the livelihood for the whole family. Now Ms. Lin is happily working in the craft village, although the wage is not very high, but she has the joy of keeping the tradition of the family and contributing to the beauty of her village with the brand An Phuoc Sedge Mat. There were many skillful artisans at the time An Phuoc Craft Village was thriving. However, nowadays, due to the economic conditions and low income from the craft, the number of these artisans gradually decreased. However, we are trying to maintain this village and encourage the artisans to continue pursue the matting profession so that they can hand over to the younger generation for the further development of the village. Along with other traditional professions, it can be said that An Phuoc mats bear the soul of Quang Nam's countryside, where people express their beliefs for life and the aspiration to preserve the village's quintessence. An Phuoc today is bustling with the sounds of the weaving machines and the bright colors of all kinds of mats. Let's take a trip here to settle down with the serene scenery, the joyful work of matting, and the recall of a traditional profession. Our program will end right here. Thank you for being with us on Quang Nam Today. You can rewatch the special features of An Phuoc Matting Village on the website qrt.vn. Goodbye and see you in the next episode.